convo of the day. Purpose. Life purpose. You know, what is purpose? Lack of purpose. The purpose of this fucking podcast today is, what is the purpose? What is our purpose as human beings? All right. And obviously you sent me that message last night saying our purpose in life is to...
Yeah, it's a very profound statement, okay? And it's easy, like, everyone knows that, really. It's just like, the purpose of life is to live life. Live life. Now, everyone's like, that makes... Yeah, sweet, everyone knows that. You're not coming up with anything new. Not that we're supposed to, anyway. But a lot of these sayings or things that apparently we know, we don't know fuck all. That is for sure.
Yep.
So I was thinking about it because I was watching The Shift by Wayne Dyer. I recommend it. And yeah, it's got a lot of concepts in that movie about, you know, being in a shit place, having a shift, and it talks about the afternoon of life. That basically that whatever you think now, once a shift happens, you think differently.
Yeah.
So whatever the thought is now, after the shift it will be a lie, he talks about.
Whatever the thought is now, after the shift will be a lie?
That thought will be a lie. So whatever we think now,
Okay.
once you do this shift, you're in a different zone, a different mindset, everything's just different. So whatever you think on this side would be false.
Yeah,
you're not the same person. You're not the train of thought's different. Everything's different.
Gotcha. So, for example, when we say shift today, we're talking about, you think you got a certain belief about fucking, I don't like dark chocolate.
Exactly.
And then you're like, fucking, this is better than I thought.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
you look at it differently.
Everything's different. Yeah. Okay.
So, this one specific one, which was really hit me, is that living life is the purpose of life. Meaning that myself, I'm guilty of this how many times, and a lot of people are, obviously, that we always think that living life is something out here, that I've got to get to some place, I've got to achieve something, I've got to become rich, for example, or I've got to find my special somebody and have a family, and then after that I'm going to go live life. I always thought, and I'm very guilty of this, I always thought that by having money, after that stage, you can do anything you want. Now, which is true, but doesn't mean that you have to put your life on hold until that happens. And that's what I've been doing all my life.
Yeah, but where do we get this from somewhere? Why do we put things on hold?
Look, as far as a man, you know, the man's default is that he's got to be a provider, he's got to, you know, take care of his family. He's the person that gets the cash. It's all up to him. So in my thinking was that I've got to really work hard, physically and mentally, to get this cash, and then after that I can ease up, and then I can start doing things that I like doing.
The cost of doing business in life is I need to sacrifice until.
Exactly.
There's a form of a sacrifice that I have to put in. And the sacrifice obviously comes in the form of putting ourselves second.
Last, not anywhere.
To our purpose.
That's it.
Or whatever. That's our goal. I'm not going to do anything until I achieve this.
Exactly.
But that could also come through fucking, I'm not going to say the propaganda, but the like hustle culture, you know, they call it hustle culture, you know what I mean? Like, work hard, fucking, you're not sleeping, you're not fucking doing
anything.
That's right,
it.
Not doing anything until I achieve my goal.
Correct.
Which in a ego perspective or a logical perspective,
sounds great.
It makes sense, obviously, because the more time you put into something, the quicker it should come, blah, blah,
exactly.
blah, blah, blah.
Spot on.
So...
But for me...
Yes.
There's a point. Now, it's good to have a balance. So I'm not saying don't put your focus and your emphasis and your energy into creating this business, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Whatever your goal is, getting gold medal at the Olympics, whatever. That's a good thing to do. But for myself, I can only speak for myself. I went above and beyond that. I went to more extreme. That for some reason in my brain was that putting all my focus into starting a business and making money also meant that I can't go for dinner on a Friday night. Now, it wasn't because I was came from a lack that I don't have money, or that I'm too tight to spend money.
You're wearing yourself.
Yeah,
down.
I can't really explain it. It's like
It makes sense also.
yeah, it was just like my thinking was always like the time I'm not spending on my business, the more delayed it's going to be. That's it.
The more delayed it's going to be.
Yeah, the result's going to be delayed. That's it.
Yeah, and if this result's important to me, I have to put everything into it.
Every fucking moment.
Yeah, although that is obviously there's a truth to that, right?
There is a truth to that, for sure.
The flawed is that you can't get away with living a little, for lack of a better word. You can't get away with it and do what you need to do.
Well, yeah, you need to do certain things. Like, you need to spend time with your family. You got a little, a child. You need to spend time with them. All that things. If you focus 100% on the business, yeah, that business eventually it will reward you. You will get the result that you want, but you've sacrificed so much that, like, life is not just one thing. There's different areas of life.
Correct.
If you sacrificed everything just for that one thing, you might get that one thing, but you might have lost everything else, which leaves you feeling like, empty, really.
Empty like shit. So,
Yeah.
in saying that, you feel like shit. And I got an interesting one for you.
Yeah.
Does that mean, if it feels like shit, by definition, that means either the thing that you've chosen to put your time in doesn't fulfill you? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, if you're doing it and doing your balls, like, yes, this is important. I owe myself this. That's why I'm putting my time into it.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you're like, why do I feel like shit at the same time?
Correct.
There's a difference between feeling like shit or I'm working hard towards what I want. Like,
There is.
sacrifice, they throw, cunts throw around that word sacrifice like it's, it doesn't mean exactly what it means. It means, yes, I'm not doing this thing.
It's not a positive thing. They think I'm sacrificing for the greater good.
Correct. Like, for instance, you're going on a diet. I'm going to sacrifice eating shit,
Exactly.
cakes and fucking whatever, junk food, whatever
Exactly.
bullshit. Instant gratification. I'm sacrificing.
Because it's for the greater good.
To invest in this thing that I'm doing.
Yeah. But sacrificing your time with your daughter, with your child, or with your missus, it's not for the greater good.
No, but you might be. It's easier for us sometimes to do those things, okay, than to just fucking kick back or hang out with someone or do something that we enjoy, that like kind of like life, yeah, like socialize or do the thing that you value.
Yes.
If you value that business you're trying to build or that goal you're trying to achieve, there's less of a sacrifice when you're cutting out things because this thing fills you in itself. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
That's the
you're
thing.
doing like a cheap,
My initial,
you're selling yourself to a low bidder. Yes.
Exactly.
You go.
because the meaning behind the way I was, the meaning behind, let's say, doing a business and making money, there wasn't it wasn't well thought of. Meaning it was just, I was just going for the money.
Yeah,
I just want the money. I didn't give a fuck about anything else.
Correct. I need to do this to get this.
Yeah, I'm not doing it because, hey, what I'm doing, not only makes me money, but it cures the world of cancer, for example. That is something fulfilling.
Yeah.
So not only it makes money, but the motivation behind it wasn't money. In this, what you're talking about, the motivation is that I want to help people lose weight, or want to help people, be more healthier, and that's the driving force behind it. Money will come from that either way, but my focus was always just money. I didn't give a fuck what I do, as long as it makes money.
But not everybody likes
Which
to
is
help.
pretty shallow.
Correct. But not everybody likes to help people, yeah?
No, not help people, but it might be like you might be into fucking cars, and you really like building cars,
That's what I'm saying.
or renovating houses, whatever it might be. But you actually, that is the reason why you're doing it, because it fulfills you.
Correct.
It wasn't you didn't start it because I need money.
That's right. But the problem here, in your case, is you're copping two dicks.
Exactly.
Different if you work hard, play hard.
Yes.
But work hard and work hard is fucking cramped.
Yeah. A minus and a minus always equals a minus.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's the biggest problem.
It is.
Now,
That's the trap.
did the problem start with the choice of thing you chose to spend your time and build on? Like the certain business?
No, the problem
The
was
angle,
that
yeah.
the problem was that I always felt that I'm not enough, and to be enough in this world, in this reality, you need money. Once you have the money, then you become enough, and you can do what you want.
So money dictated the path,
Exactly.
and it makes you see through that lens.
That's it.
It's
Exactly.
the filter, eh?
Exactly. It was the filter. Yeah. Money is the key to set me free from the prison that I had myself in. That's
Yeah.
it.
Money equals happiness.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then if you start off like that, you're always going to chase money, and nothing else fulfills you. But even when you get the money, because I've done this before as well, when I had the money, it's like, who gives a fuck? You're always chasing. You're getting more. You want more money, and it doesn't matter how much more money you get. Now, I'm not a billionaire, all right, so I can't talk. But money's just a tool. It's neutral in this world.
Gotcha.
So, again, I'm not a billionaire, but even if I was a billionaire, I would believe there would be some kind of a hollow feeling inside me.
Yep. Yeah, that's all right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Interesting, Re. So let's break this down. So obviously everything you said was sweet, of course. That's the truth. I'm just going to pick this apart a little
Sweet,
bit.
of course.
Obviously. The fact that you had the belief going into it, all right? And this could apply to any kind of belief, but the fact that you had a belief that says, I need to put everything on hold because money is the answer to the happiness.
Exactly.
And that's going to
Solve all the problems.
solve all the problems, all right? Because I was thinking while you were talking, I'm like, but why do we stop everything?
Good question.
I'll tell you why. Now, I don't think it's a matter of sums and if I focus on this more, I can get to this quicker. I think that because you believe that the, how do we say?
That money is the answer.
The money's the answer, yeah. That money's the be all and end all. Money's the
And I don't have money, that means I can't do anything else.
no, not that you can't do anything else. If money's the nirvana or the, I want to find a good word here, like
The unicorn, I don't know,
the fucking jackpot or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
The top of the thing that's like
The gold medal.
The gold
Yeah.
medal. If money's the gold medal, then automatically to validate that belief, you're not going to waste your time on nickels and dimes with little fucking going for a little convo, going hanging out with a mate.
Of course.
You're not, because you believe that that's not. You pretty much.
There's no worth there.
That's right, but that at the same time validates this belief.
Yes, correct.
So I'm not wasting my time here because I'll get it all here.
Yeah, and especially if you believe that, which is, by default, you'll believe that time is money. You're definitely sold into that. That if I waste 5 minutes having a coffee with this bloke here, that means I've wasted that 5 minutes which I could have put into this situation to get what really makes me happy.
Correct. So all of a sudden, like when they say money is the root of all evil. This is making a lot of sense now. It's not money is the root of all evil.
Of course
it's
not.
the belief that money makes you happy is the root of all evil.
Exactly.
Bravo, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well done.
Yeah, how muffled is that?
That is full on. That
Because-
slight little tweak makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and that could be
They're
anything.
so different.
That could be, yeah, look, it's not the root of all evil because a different belief, like,
It's not the root of all evil.
I need this woman.
No, money
make
is
me
a
happy.
great thing. Money is needed. Money is fantastic. It's the mindset behind why you want the money, how you want the money, what does the money do for you, with where the evil lies.
Yeah, money is the philosopher's stone. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Philosopher's stone is like the stone that can turn fucking lead into gold. Or
That's it,
whatever,
that's it,
whatever the
that's
fuck
it.
is. It's the
Yeah.
highest thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so believing that is that, by definition,
That is the root of evil. That is the root of all evil. That's it. That belief
yeah, anything that you think is going to make you happy or that's missing.
that's from
really-
outside of you.
That's right. That is the root of all. That's the
That-
evil.
that-
Now,
it is.
In this case, money, because it's so powerful, it represents value.
Yeah, powerful. It's useful. Everyone needs it. This and that. Blah blah blah.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's
it
functional.
It slips underneath perfectly.
It really works.
Yeah, that's why logically it makes sense.
Correct.
Yes, you need
But-
money.
That's right. But money is like, not a metaphor. It's a symbol of value.
It is.
Simultaneously, this is like deep shit here, obviously. Simultaneously, you're like, this is my God. In essence, you're putting it up on a pedestal, high up there. It's high and mighty money.
It's high and mighty.
I will have value if I have value. All right?
Correct.
So, because you're looking for value, money, you're simultaneously saying, I don't have value.
Correct.
By
By default.
By
That's it.
default, by
Yeah.
by default.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why it's also a bad one, because it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I need this to be whole.
Every action has an opposite reaction. That's it.
Correct.
That's
correct.
what it is.
Not by default, there's another one anyway. But yeah, let's say by default. It's and then
Simultaneously. That's it. Well, that's what happened.
yeah,
If I put value, if I don't have this, that's the value. If I don't have this, then I'm not valuable. That's the way it goes.
correct.
And during this movie,
Yeah,
it
it's
came with a quote from a lady called Byron Katie. She's personal development
some mad bitch.
teacher. Yeah, exactly. To want something that you believe you don't have is a definition of insanity.
To want something that you believe you don't have is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Meaning,
So sorry to rephrase it. No.
that's all right.
To want something to believe. I fucked that up now.
Something's
To believe, to want something that you believe that you need, but you don't have it, is pretty much the definition of insanity.
bravo.
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
To want something that you don't,
That you believe that you need
that you believe that you need, yeah,
is the definition of insanity. So
Because-
I want money because I need money.
I need money.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Correct. Because that's saying that
That I don't have it, and since I don't have it, I'm fucked.
I'm fucked. Even though you're existing,
Yeah. Even though you could
in
do a
a
lot of other
form.
things. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't need money. Money, yeah, you need money because you're in the physical world. You're trading time, money, this and that, whatever. Sweet. You need to go to the shops and buy some fucking milk. You need cash. Sweet.
but to feel like a whole person,
That's it.
like
Exactly.
I'm cool
That's
with
the whole
me,
point. Yeah.
you don't, yeah.
Exactly. That's what
Yes.
she's trying to say. Yeah.
Yes, you can buy sneakers and cars. It's sweet.
Exactly.
But that's not what we're talking about.
yeah. But I can't show my face to the world because I don't have it is fucking wrong.
Yeah, I can't be proud of myself.
That's it. Or I can't even enjoy the 5 minutes I have here with you or with my missus or whatever it might be. Or even by myself. I could just go walk in the park, which costs nothing, and that will give me fulfillment. That's it.
Yeah, because the God in this case is the money.
That's right. Is that belief? Yeah, that's right.
And you're staying true. You're staying faithful to that belief.
That's right. And everything else, as we know, because, we say that we create our own reality. If we're believing that money is God or money is the be-all, end-all,
Yes.
then we're sending the signal out to the world that this has to always be true. So in order for that to always be true and to always hold it in that position, you can't ever get money.
No.
That's what it's saying. I don't want money. That's the signal I'm sending out.
Correct.
I don't want money because if I got money, then this thing would cease to exist.
It wouldn't have value anymore.
That's it.
Hence,
I wouldn't look at it anymore.
correct. So the value, the ego wants you to have this belief in it.
That's right.
To stay true to that belief, it knows if there's a sneaky... If you can pass time and get value from something else, it's going to bar that straight away.
Guaranteed.
Because it's saying, you need me to be cool.
It needs power, always. It needs to be feeding power.
Correct. And it's going to skew your view
Yeah.
to think that, a coffee with a mate, watching something, going to dinner with your missus, whatever the fuck, that means you don't need me anymore.
That's right. Exactly.
You've put the power in your fucking hands.
That's it. Exactly.
And that's the whole point of the ego. Not
That's
the whole
right.
point of the ego, that's one of the points of the ego.
One of the
yeah.
points for sure.
Correct.
Yeah. It has to tailor it always to make sure this is always in place. And everything in your life, that's what they call it, the inertia point, the terror barrier and all that. You're not going to crack this barrier. Because if you crack the barrier, then your belief, your primary belief, because you've got a lot of beliefs, but this is the primary one, this is what dictates your life, will have no value anymore, as you mentioned.
We'll be fucked.
And if it does, then
You're a different cunt.
you're not you anymore.
You're not you anymore. No,
That's
you're
it.
a new version.
You've got no identity.
Correct.
That's why in the morning, not that we're going off topic here, but
That's
that's
right.
why, wake up in the morning, because you're sort of dazed, just coming out of sleep, you're slightly a bit more present. Then you'd have to think about all the bad shit. That's what we usually do, all the bad shit of our lives.
All the negative shit.
That's right. And that's when we feel more comfortable. Because we get our identity back. Yes, I know who I am now. Because I was dazed for a second. I just woke up and I don't know who I was, where I was. But now, I remember I had a fight with my sister. I don't have any money here. Now I feel like myself.
Bravo.
And we reinforce that identity. And that's the way the hamster on the wheel goes. That's the way the story gets unfolded every time. It's rinse and repeat.
Yeah, that main belief is pretty much acting as our religion. And every move we make is, for lack of a better word, like to follow the 10 commandments of that religion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All our behaviour is focused
Make sure
off
you're
that.
always on track.
Yeah, I've got to pray 5 times a day, or 10, or whatever the fuck this religion has,
Yeah, that's right.
to stay
That's right.
true to that.
Always
money.
keep on stoking that fire, as we say. It can never go cold.
Keeping it true.
That's it. And because we believe that that's who we are, then we're cool about it. Even though logically it makes no sense. Logically, it's like, why the fuck are you? Why are you still doing that? Why are you still crucifying
hurting
yourself?
you,
Yeah. You're actually going through pain.
Correct.
Why are you doing it for? Because you can't let go.
You can't let go because you
It's
believe.
not easy to let go.
No, because it's like a jackpot or a. It's like, I think that's how games work. Like,
Yeah, it's an instant gratification. You get it, it's like you feel. It feels like you're okay. I feel like myself. There's some reward there. There's some kind of like, yeah,
that's how people feel about heaven.
yeah. A lot of things. Mine just happened to be money, which a lot of people's is, But then it's like, yeah, sweet. Am I really living life? No, I'm not. All I'm doing is just chasing this one thing. So I come to understand that I don't really know what living life actually means.
Bravo, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as full on as that sounds, but it's not full on. That's the fucking truth. A lot of people don't know how to live life. That's a fucking fact.
Correct. And obviously we've got people who are on the other end of the spectrum where all they do is hang out and fuck around and like...
Of course.
You
of
know
course.
what I mean?
They're not fucking living life either.
No.
As much as they think that I do what I feel like doing. Sweet. Yeah, okay, sweet. You might get momentarily like...
Instant gratifications. and
Yeah, because
shit,
gratification,
or,
some that kind of like pleasure or whatever it might be. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, you're not living life.
And living life, by
Living li-
definition, to make it clear...
Living life is doing the things that you actually really like doing at no cost, in a sense that I don't need something, like I don't need my best friend to be with me to go trekking. You know, I don't need cash and go on those beautiful holidays. I'm living life.
Yeah, living life doesn't necessarily mean money. Or you need
Money
to do
or
it.
anything externally.
It should be like a kind of a simple...
Yeah, exactly. It should be simplicity.
A
You should
low
just
cost
Get
thing.
up. You should just get up and go do.
Correct.
Like going for a walk is living life. Hanging out with your friends or family is living life.
Yeah, checking in with your loved ones.
Yeah, learning a new skill is living life.
Having experiences.
Experience, exactly.
Yeah, actually, you might say like, oh...
Money, yeah, money.
Go and travel, I need money to travel.
You do, yes.
Cool.
But traveling doesn't necessarily mean go as far as you can from where you live with an aeroplane. That is one part of it, but you can just live in a city and go regional of that state or country.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really cost anything to do that. Just time, yeah, a bit of petrol, whatever it might be, and that's it. Which generally everyone's got in a first world country.
Correct.
Is the ability to, you can go, you know, to the mountains or anywhere. Yeah, anything regional, really. Get out of the city.
It's almost like living life, you can't do it at home.
No, not really, no.
Apparently.
No, not to...
You can enjoy things.
You can enjoy things. You can
enjoy things.
if you're going for a walk, you're actually leaving home. Like,
Correct.
but you can stay home and enjoy yourself as well. You can do a meditation. You can have a convo with one of your mates on the phone, for example, or with your spouse, whatever it might be.
Maybe you play video games.
But there is a limit to that as well. Yeah.
There is limit to that.
Yeah.
Now, why is there a limit to that? It's a good question.
There's limits because I think life has got way more things to offer. There's way more things you could experience outside of your house.
Now, can you experience something every single day?
You can if you wanted to.
Can if you wanted to.
Like I remember when Dan Pena was saying, like, you know, every so often he does something like really out of his comfort zone, bungee jumping, you know, jump out of a plane, doing something, and it gives him that excitement. It gives him that, you know, feeling like I'm fucking living life. That's something.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to.
You don't need to do that. I'm just saying
something every day per se.
No. Living life also means that doing the things that you'd like doing on a daily basis, which is pretty much, you know, I'm eating healthy every day. You know, I'm counting my calories every day. Like, I'm going to the gym every day. You know, I make time to meditate every day. I make time to play with my child and have a, you know, kick back with my missus.
Is that living life, though?
I think it is, yes. Yes.
I don't think it's living life. I think it's more of a...
What would you call it?
Like, you know, your car needs a service.
Yes.
Every fucking 5,000 Ks, like, things need maintenance.
I don't think it's like that. I think it is living life because you find enjoyment in doing these things. You're not doing these things because you have to.
Eating healthy is not enjoying it. It's not necessarily like the fucking the most exciting. I don't think about like, well, I can't wait to eat a fucking healthy steak.
No, it's not.
For me, I don't think about the gym. Like, I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm not thinking about
I do sometimes. Like, you know, like I really like it. It's just my time out. Like, I really like feeling empowered.
Yeah, because that's given your situation and blah 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 blah. It might be the gym for you. Might be a what do they call it?
An escape.
Respite. An escape, yeah.
Yeah.
In the best possible way.
Um.
Like meditation. What's meditation?
meditation is pretty much, but I enjoy meditation. Like I sit there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes and just focus on the present, focus on my breathing, which is the present really. And
But what do you enjoy about it? Think about it.
I enjoy the peace
That's
that
what I'm
comes from
saying.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's just also a reset.
I think these are more like you grow on a plant. You got to feed the fucking cunt. It needs things to be able to be like at a normal fucking thing. Like
To survive.
things need maintenance, right?
They do.
We need maintenance.
They do.
Um,
So what would living life be?
I think
It
living
would be
life.
experiences.
It's more of experiences. So I think it's not necessarily you have to do it with someone.
But they're not new. They're not always new experiences. I mean, they are, but it's not always
They
new
kind
experiences.
of have to. I mean, look, by definition, we met up every week. This week's not
That's an
the
experience.
This week's not the same as last week.
No,
You know what I mean? Last week's done. Whatever we
Sweet,
did on
yeah.
last week, it was done. I know
Yes.
it sounds weird.
it's the same sort of thing, but it's a new. There is a new aspect of experience to it, because if I'm playing with my daughter, hanging around with doing something, it's not going to be the exact same as the day before or the day before that. There's something different about it.
Now, let's say I went to the gym. Yeah, for me, the gym is like, if I don't do the gym, it's cramped. I feel cramped.
I feel shit. Yeah,
I almost don't feel normal.
yeah.
I'm just trying
Don't
to
feel
get to a
myself.
normal. Don't think how everyone else operates.
Don't feel myself.
Everyone else just lives with feeling like not normal.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Everyone
Yes,
is
I
subpar.
do.
All right, but our thing is like,
Yeah, they're
that's
in avoidance.
normal. Whatever.
Yeah,
They're living not normal there.
Yeah.
Really. We're just trying to get to a normal fucking person. Every day.
yeah.
Or be better than normal.
But being in the presence is an experience, and you can have that multiple times a day.
Of course. You can. Now, obviously, we enjoy some things more than others.
Of course.
Now, why is that?
Yeah, it's the programming, obviously. How you grew up, what made you feel nice and cozy when you were younger.
Like, I like the gym because of what it gives me. Not in the moment. Not in the moment, it's kind of like, I'm going to like...
It's part of the purpose.
yeah, like, I'm a farmer. I've got to plant the fucking seeds. Do I want to be bending over like a dump cart? Not really.
No.
But it has to go, it's like part of it, right? Like, well, there's no other way around it.
Yes.
You're forging fucking steel, right? Sweet. It's just the way it is. Like, you gotta, you go for a shit, you gotta wipe your ass. Like, you can not wipe your ass, but I wanna keep a clean ass.
Yeah, so
Most people don't wipe their ass, right? Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
There's a
So the
weird-
purpose of life is to live life. That's what we started off with, right? Now, does that always mean it's always enjoyable? No,
it's
not.
It's a boy. No.
because losing a loved one is part of that purpose, is part of that life.
Yes,
You can say by losing somebody, a loved one, that
it's not enjoyable.
it's not enjoyable, obviously,
Depends what it
but
is.
it is part of life. And by you embracing it, and by you thinking like, fuck it, that's just the way life goes. I think living life mainly comes from being present.
Or being a fucking human being.
But being present, like basically I'm playing with my child, I'm present, like I'm enjoying it. Okay, sweet. I'm going to work and I'm folding steel to make a samurai sword. All right, but that's my job because I'm a blacksmith. But that's part of like, I enjoy that because I am doing a job. I am doing something that's going somewhere, but I'm also, it's like, that's just what I do as well.
It's purpose.
Yeah, it's purpose. It's part of the purpose. It doesn't have to be always enjoyable.
No, it's not necessarily enjoyable. So what we're saying is going to the gym, looking after yourself,
Eating healthy
Although it's
doesn't have to be enjoyable, but it's part of my purpose. It's part of like it's part of what makes me me.
but it also what makes you human, I guess.
Yes, of course.
Because when I say human, I mean like, for instance,
Well, to operate as a being and a human being, you need to be healthy. The healthier you are, technically the more years you're going to live.
works better.
Yeah, the system works better. There's less stress on the body. Blah blah blah. You're just going to be better for it.
As opposed to the experience you have when everything's fucked up, there's sicknesses, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
That's not the function of a human being.
That's right. But it doesn't have to mean it's always enjoyable. No. Living life is not always enjoyable.
Yeah.
You're not like, yes!
You're not depressed about it. But
No, you're not depressed about it, no.
That's why, yeah, there's certain responsibilities.
There's not negativity. It's just that someone passed away, a loved one. You're not like, yes. You're like, fuck. You're like, you're crying, whatever. It's an emotion. Things are coming out. All right? But you're like, I'm not negative about it. I know that this is part of life. This is part of the journey.
Yeah.
You're embracing what is, really.
Correct. I guess, obviously, pleasure is a thing for a reason. It exists
Yes.
for a reason.
But also pain is a good thing as well.
Pain is your friend.
That's it. Pain is a very good motivator.
Yeah, correct. But what I'm saying is pleasure exists. So when we say, that's why you say like, living life doesn't necessarily mean you got to enjoy shit. That's why I say like, oh, he's going to the gym, living life. The more we say it, I'm thinking like, just getting up. If you go for a walk, you take a deep breath, you breathe the air, and you're like, I'm alive. Like,
yes,
everything's functioning. That's an acknowledgement of like, I exist. I'm a human.
It's also being present.
It's being present. Yeah, I think that is living life. It's not rock star.
But I'm saying if we can focus on maybe on living life just means being more present. Because there's not I feel bad or I feel good in the present. Present is just neutral. You're just in the present. So you're not trying to be present to feel better. You're just watching life play out.
Yes.
And there's no emotional attachment to that.
Watching life play out. There's no emotional attachment to that.
Yeah, you're allowing things to just flow. Like, you're going to the gym because you know that's good for you. You're eating healthy because you know that's good for you. You lost a loved one, but you know that's the way life is. We're not here forever. But
yeah,
you're not throwing emotion into these. I'm saying don't and be like a machine. I'm not saying that. There's always going to be emotion, but the emotion should not dictate the feeling. Like, I'm feeling like this. That means,
don't do it. All
don't do it. You gotta, exactly. It should not dictate the emotion. Should not dictate the action.
Of course.
So by being in the present and thinking like, oh, that's the way that life goes, and I feel good or bad about it, that's like, just sweet. I'm just happy to be alive. What you're saying.
Yes.
And then you just do, I don't know, you definitely do more things that bring you happiness, pleasure. You do more of those.
Yeah. Yes.
But you're not bogged down when something shit goes around and you go into a spiral of negativity. That's it.
Bravo. So I'm thinking about what you're saying. I'm thinking to myself, living life can be doing something that makes you better for it.
Yes. The better version of you.
Because I always think about it like, it doesn't always, you don't have to enjoy it. Now that,
No.
You're saying it, whatever. You don't have to enjoy it. But if you don't do it, you feel like shit.
Exactly.
You don't feel as good as you can.
Exactly.
And I think that's not only smart, it's that's looking after yourself, obviously, which is part of living life, I guess.
Yeah. The better version of you, let's say it's in the future, has had difficulties, has had pleasurable times, good times, bad times. It's had all these combination of things. But you need all these things to be that person. Yeah, living life doesn't mean I'm always fucking, yeah. It's not that.
No.
It's a combination of good times and shit times. The only thing that holds those two together is that I was present and I actually experienced those because I was present. I can remember that time. I remember how I felt. I said, nah. And now in hindsight, I can see it. But what I've been doing most of my life, until I realized this, was that I was more like...
Wishing you were somewhere else.
Yeah, I wasn't present. I wasn't in a coma. I was just existing. I wasn't experiencing.
Yeah, you're too busy thinking about how...
I was like numb. That's it. I was numb.
But you're numb because you're too busy maybe thinking about where you'd rather be or how
Exactly.
things
Exactly.
should be.
Which again, I'm not in the present. So I'm not
Correct.
living life. That's it. Because if you're not in the present, you're not living life.
Not in the present, you're not living life.
If you had to boil down to one thing, that would be...
That's plays a big role.
Yeah. Because we're not going with good or bad, as we mentioned. We're going with present. The present could be whatever. You need good and bad because it makes you who you are. If you've lost family members, it's sad, but you're a stronger person because you survived through that.
Are we saying that you can't be in a bad situation and be in the present at the same time?
You can't be in a bad situation. No, if you're in a bad situation, it's
be
better to be present.
Can you be homeless, junkie, but you're sitting there present in that moment? Maybe you can't reach present.
I don't think so. Because
Do you know what I mean?
if you're a smacky, you're mentally somewhere else. If you're on drugs, whatever, you're mentally somewhere else. You're escaping. It's very hard to be in the present.
You're always chasing something.
That's it. You're not in the present.
So the more, all right, sweet. So the more we can be present, the easier it is to get present or blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Maybe that's a signal or a sign of like your level of consciousness or how uninhibited you are with bullshit and...
Yeah, that's it. By being present, you're being your true self. Like right now, I'm currently present and my daughter's crying, flat out. Now, if I'm present, I can either help her and deal with it and, take care of my business. But if I'm not present and I'm like thinking about, fuck, I wish I was on a Greek island and just, I wish I wasn't here. You're avoiding the situation and...
You're not really there.
You're not there. That's it. You're not there.
Bravo. Yeah. No. Bravo. It's interesting.
Being in the present is really taking care of your business.
Yes.
And not waiting from being stoned or being drunk or having these cakes, these instant gratifications to make you feel better about the situation. Then the best way to do it is to tackle the situation and be in the situation, being present and sort it.
But the present seems painful.
Exactly. That's what living life is. It means taking care of your business in the present moment.
Yeah.
That's what I believe it is.
Okay.
And there's no positive or negative in that situation. It just is. Like my daughter's crying right now. I'm here. I'm in the present. There's no, you could say, that's great because I'm here for her. Or that's shit because I'd rather be on the Greek island. What I'm trying to say is that you're here. It's happening. If you deal with it, you're going to be better off for it. That's it. You're not swayed by emotion.
Yeah. Not bad. Because there's a difference between present and awareness. or self-awareness and present is not the same thing.
No, you could be present and not aware. Of course you can.
Because you can be present. Because a lot of people, a lot of parents, they're really into what they're doing.
Sweet.
I believe they're there.
Sweet.
But so by definition...
Yeah, they're going to work, they're coming home, they're
living
cooking.
life.
They're coming out, they're home, they're cooking, they're doing their thing.
They're doing a thing. They're not doing their thing.
Yeah.
They're not doing the thing.
Yeah, but awareness is like, what are they thinking while they're doing the thing?
But this is what I'm saying. So you can be present. Like, my brother, I call him up and he's like, I'm hanging out with the kids and this can't talk. So he's doing his job. All right? Father of the year. No problem. But who he is in that role is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Okay, that's right, yeah.
Being aware of who you are, you could be a dumb cunt and be present.
Yeah, it's quite, you can.
You're not living there. Can't be.
Sweet.
I don't believe that. No way.
Sweet. So being present is one aspect of it.
Yeah, that's
But
what I mean.
if you're present and you're thinking you're a damn cunt, then yeah, obviously that's not living life.
Like,
You're not doing a service to you. I'm talking about being present, okay, and yeah, building up the awareness that I know where I'm going in my life. I know what I want to do in my life. I know where I want to give my time, and then being present in those moments.
yeah, it's more like present with yourself. It's more like, what am I thinking? It's more like a crossover between awareness, self-awareness, and being present in the situation you're in.
Present in the thoughts.
Because people aren't self-aware. You can't fix, because we're all about fixing our own shit.
Of course, that's what we give a fuck about.
Like, right now I could be fucking the biggest junkie cunt in the world and I'm having this podcast.
Correct.
And yeah, I'm present talking to you because that's the thing that's got my attention. But that doesn't mean fuck all really there.
That doesn't mean by default you're
The
living life.
situation, yeah. There's I believe there's a lot of present people. Because I was thinking about it while you're saying, I'm like, yeah, I've been to many jobs and I've realized that I'm not present at that job, so I can't do my job.
A lot of people are not present.
Correct. But
Because they're at a job, most of the people are at a job that they dislike.
that's
and
right.
they might be physically working, but their mind is not like, fuck, this is like great. They're like, fucking, no, what was I doing yesterday? What am I going to do this next week or 3 weeks' time? I'm going on this trip. They're not there. They're not present.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. They're not present. They're thinking about that. They're thinking other shit because that thing is fucked.
But I'm saying, we said about our parents and that, or those parents are going and doing it. They're not present. They're just because they're doing them. It doesn't mean they're present.
Yeah. Doesn't mean they're present.
Like you said, the junkie on the street. If he's now awareness is a big thing. 100%. I'm not discounting that at all. But a junkie on the street, he's not thinking like, oh, I'm lying on the street here. Yeah, I feel okay. Or it's shit. He's not present. He's right. Who's gonna, they're at some distant land mentally. They're gone. When the next hit's coming, who's gonna give me money?
Yeah, gotcha.
Or my like my dad used to belt me when I was younger. They're not present.
Present is just you're focusing on the moment.
Exactly.
You're there.
Embracing the moment for what it is.
Yeah. That's also, that could be also called responsible. You're really doing what you're doing.
Yeah, maybe. But being present is...
Like, is the junkie present when he's putting the thing in his vein?
Yes, I'd say he is. Yes. Because if he wasn't present, he'd be missing that vein.
Like, he's looking forward to that. That's a special thing.
It is.
This is important to him.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Being present.
There's a present plays a role.
For sure it plays a role.
Present plays a role.
Now, is he present? He's present. He has to be present.
Like when you're talking with yourself in your car or wherever the fuck you are and you're thinking like, oh, why do I keep doing dumb shit? All right. Now, you're being present, obviously, because you're there with yourself.
Yes.
Present with yourself is a different ball game to we're doing a podcast right now and I can't be thinking about fucking getting burgers later.
Well, yeah, look, if you're doing the podcast now, we're thinking about, because to be in the discussion, you got to be present, because you got to be like, fuck, I'm actually enjoying this moment. I'm one of the moments here. We're talking. I can't
Present
be thinking
serves me to
it
be
serves,
present.
it
Yeah,
serves
if I'm
you.
thinking about fucking my
Guaranteed.
missus busting my fucking balls,
Yeah, it serves you. Yes.
can't be here.
Yeah.
It serves me.
Yeah. Definitely serves you.
But to think about, like, why does my life, like you ask yourself, why is my life shit, for instance? There's a presence, a self, I don't know if this is existing. If there is existing, what is that when you're like reflecting within yourself? You are present, but you're present for yourself. You're not present for the situation, the external situation.
No.
A present just taps you in more, maybe, what you try to say in a sense.
You're tapped in, definitely.
But it doesn't connect you to life per se. Like, you're not living just for the fact of being present, right? Like, I'm playing cards now. I'm present. You're sweet, right? But you're doing the thing you like to do. You do the thing you don't like to do. But the way you're saying it, doesn't matter if you like it or not. You're still living.
Yes.
You know, you're getting
Because this is what's happening. You're living the
Gotcha.
moment.
Yeah, but you're getting tortured.
Yes.
You're not thinking about, I've got to fucking hang up the clothes tonight.
No.
You're not living that.
No.
You might be alive, but you're not living.
No. Now, what is
You know what I
living?
mean?
Oh, I swear.
Like, yeah,
living.
I'm fucking alive, and I'm fucking under pain here.
Yeah, look, then to rephrase it, then the purpose of living life is to do things that you, well, no. The purpose of living life is to live it,
Yeah.
but geared more to what.
Towards what it is the fuck you want to do.
That's it.
man.
What's important to you?
Yeah.
That's it.
And you're driving the fucking ship.
That's it.
You're not living life according to someone else, unless you're.
Yeah, it has to be more directed to what you want, obviously.
Yes, it has to
Okay.
come from you.
That's right. And if bad shit happens, which it always does, you're okay with it.
That's just life.
Yeah, it's just you're okay with it.
That is part of life.
But it is part of life, and it is part of living.
It is part of living in the world,
Yeah,
which is, the game of life.
yeah,
It's part of it. It's part of it.
It's part of it.
It's hard to, you can't, everyone's in life right now. Everyone is living to a degree. Everyone's living.
Yeah.
They're alive.
yeah. They are alive.
Everyone's living a life. But is it the
Yeah.
true? We're talking about the
No,
fucking,
is it the
truth.
true? Yeah, is it the truth? Is it the version that they really wanted? Again, presence is are they paying attention? Because life's going by. Time is ticking. Like, are you present? Are you
Are you present
aware?
with- yeah.
Are you aware of like what's going on
But what
in the
the
moment?
Yeah, but what makes you happy?
Yeah. Well, again, if you're in the presence, then wouldn't by default think like, all right, sweet, I don't like this. I should be doing something else.
But if you're in, not really, because you could be focused on what you're doing and not you and what you think.
True.
Really focusing on you and what you think, you're not actually in the present.
No.
We're playing cards and I'm thinking like, I've got to stop fucking smoking.
No, you're not. You're not in present. No.
Do you know what I mean?
No. Okay, so what are we saying
Now
here?
we're not saying that the present, being in the present, isn't valuable, because you got to.
It's definitely fucking valuable.
You know what I mean?
It's the only thing. It's the only time you can change things is now.
Yeah, it's how you show up in the present, I guess.
Something like that.
Like, you can't just being in the present is not the prerequisite. It's how.
Yeah. Who you are in that moment.
Yeah, I'm in the present, but I'm copping dicks and I hate my life. I'm really here.
Sweet. So the benefit of being in the present there is for you to change.
Being present with the situation or with yourself. I think it's awareness. And there's two separate things here. One's awareness.
Yeah.
One's like self-awareness. And
It's a big one, of course. Self-awareness is a huge topic.
Yeah.
It's like there's different levels of awareness, obviously. And they go very hand in hand. That I'm in the present, but I'm also aware of what's going on. And if I like it or not.
Is there different levels of being present? Like, does present mean authentic?
No, I think present is just being present.
It's got nothing to do with authenticity.
No, I don't think so. No. Because being present is like now. I'm here right now and I know what's going on. I'm here, I'm talking.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Just understanding the situation.
Yeah, understanding where you are, how you're feeling, and what's happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, it's either you are in the present and you don't like what's happening and you can change it. That's the power of the present. Or you are enjoying yourself and just letting things flow.
Do we need to take our mind elsewhere in certain situations to make it more bearable?
Yes. But then you wouldn't be in the present.
No. But does that matter? Like if I'm
Not
going
in
through,
every situation,
if I'm
no.
going through pain,
No, not
I
in
don't
every
need to
situation.
be
No,
there.
no. You don't. You don't. You don't. You just need to acknowledge that you're going through pain and you're in a shit position. And how can I adjust? Now, if you're getting tortured, well, I've never been tortured, but you definitely don't want to be in the present.
Yeah, but you might have fucking stacked when you were younger, or fucking hit your head on the fucking some fucking thing.
Of course.
Like,
Of course.
It's like fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, you're brought into that present, but I try to like pretend. I try to take my mind elsewhere.
Yeah, because of the pain.
Correct, but that's how we. That's why drugs exist. That's why we
Yeah.
do things. We don't want to be there.
But a lot of people we look up to and hard as nails, then like they welcome pain. They don't give a fuck.
Not exactly.
You know what I mean?
Not exactly, my friend.
Okay.
For example, if you're doing like a marathon, so you could be realistic and say that I've got 99, let's say an ultra marathon, whatever it is, 100 Ks, I don't know what the fuck it is. You got 99 Ks left.
Yeah.
99 kilometers.
Yes.
That really kills you.
Yeah, thinking that I've got that much left to do.
Now, I'm not saying it's not present.
But if you're in the present and you're like, all right, mate, next step, next step, next step, next step, next step.
Yeah, that's like moment by moment.
That's right.
You're in the present.
Like the tennis players, you always say about, Federer and that. They don't win a tournament in one hit. They win 1 point at a time.
Yes.
That is the present. That right
Yeah.
now, I'm only going through this 1 point. They win the point. Next point. Next point.
Yes. Correct.
They win the game through the present.
Correct. Maybe it was a bad example, the marathon.
You can only, the marathon is that you can only get through a marathon through the present moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, again,
I
the
mean,
presence is an important thing because the basic rule of presence is right here, is that it can be changed. If you're here now and I don't like this situation, what can I do to change it? And you'll make an action to change
Right.
or to pivot. Now, if you bring awareness into the presence, it makes a fucking world of difference. Yes.
Yep.
So if you're at some level of awareness, a good level of awareness, and you're in the present moment, you can make better decisions in that moment.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yes.
So by talking about the junkie, yeah, he is,
Present.
present because he's putting the needle into his vein, okay? But if he had a level of awareness that, fuck, I shouldn't be doing this is not good for me, and like, fuck, I should just stop this, then yeah, sweet. So, yeah, it's bringing awareness in the present moment And that awareness should always be, you should always be leading with what's good for me. And that's the meaning of life. That's living life.
Correct. Yes. It all comes back to us
Yeah.
and the role that we play. We started off talking about money, how that takes us away from us.
Yes.
We're putting the ball back in our court. You can't live by chasing.
No. Because you're not present. You're not there.
Yes. Correct. You're hoping it was some other way.
That's it. But you're
It's easier to be present when you're living the life you want.
correct.
I think that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think this is the,
Yeah. Years have just gone past, like if you're in the opposite and you're on drugs and always down on, negative. Years just go past and you think like, fuck, I'm already fucking 50 years old. Where do the fucking years go?
Yeah. Correct.
Because you're just numb. You're just not there. You're not living the day to day.
Presence is a byproduct of living your life the way you want it. Like, you don't have to try to get present. The junkie doesn't need to get present. You don't need to get anything there. You
You have to be present.
You can be
Not
present,
getting it.
but because you can be present with different things, because you're focusing or whatever, it can come at any time.
It can. You can be present in any moment.
But for me, the more, I said to you, the more present you are, shows you a level of your consciousness. Instead of having moments of being present, you have a whole fucking
Series of moments.
correct. To me, from that not diagnosis, from that extrapolation of all the information we've spoken about today, presence is like a thing that you achieve through being on your path, living the life you want. You don't have to try to get present. They make it like you got to be present. I don't have to try to be present here. It's effortless, my presence today. My presence.
Yeah. Look, sometimes you have to try to be present because you've got too much noise in your head.
That's because you're not in line.
That's right.
You're not doing-
So you do have to try in that situation.
Yeah, when I'm at home kicking back, watching animes and shit, you don't have to force me to be present. I'm
No.
fucking watching this. 'cause
Yes,
I want
correct.
this.
Correct.
So the more of living life, when I'm at the gym, I'm very present.
Yeah, if you're living life more on your terms, you're more present, more likely to be present. 100%.
When I'm dialed into, like, when I have to eat food a certain way, I'm on a diet, I'm present as well.
Yes.
It's not to say that. Now I don't know what it is. It's the discipline that also makes you present in that regard.
Yes.
It forces you to be focused because you need to be on in some way.
But a lot of people have to practice to be present because it doesn't come second nature.
But I believe they're not doing the right thing.
Yeah, of course. That's the symptom to it.
If you're playing on your phone because you can't watch a movie for an hour, you can't sit still. All right, playing on your phone is, in a sense, are you present when you're playing on your phone? It's dopamine. It's like a drug. I don't know how to explain
Present. It's yes and no. I don't.
it. You're focusing
You're focusing on that.
on that.
But
What's the difference between focus and being present? Who knows?
yeah, well, you are.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. You are focusing, but
Could be another word for present.
mm,
Present is like you're solely thinking about the thing you're doing. That's
that's
what
right.
fucking
That's it.
means.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it means.
That's it. It's focus.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
focus.
focus. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm always doing shit, if we're always having good convos, if we're always doing our thing, we're not trying to do anything.
No, you're not trying to be.
Because we're online with what the
Yeah,
fuck we're
that's it,
doing.
that's it.
We're living life.
Yes, we are. Yeah, so doing the things that you want in every moment of your day. That's it, really, how it is.
Brings the present.
That's it.
Because there's a focus, obviously, as we know, on...
Because if you're not doing what you want, you're always trying to avoid the present.
Yeah, like being present. It's the same as like... we talked about purpose and talked about trying to, being present is like the false prophet, let's say, or the false idol. I've got to be present rather than, or I've got to get money rather than living my life.
Yeah.
So I got to get. So we're always got to get things.
And we're not trying to get present. We're trying to be present.
Yeah, but we be present by doing
The
by
things you
living
like
life.
doing. That's it.
You know,
doing
we've
things
got-
that you like will keep you in the present by default.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. Doing things that you don't like keeps you from the present. Obviously, because why would you want to be thinking
about
of shit
the
you don't
shit
like?
you don't like.
That's it. That's it.
It's a why would you get good at that?
No, you won't. You're trying to avoid it as much as possible.
Imagine you're fucking Eckhart Tolle. This cunt's like, I'm really good at things I hate.
You know
I'm
what I
really
mean?
focused on. I'm like, man, why are you spending so much time doing that?
Yeah. Well,
Could be pointless.
it's pointless.
Yeah, it's yeah. The whole industry, the whole personal development industry is about doing this thing to get this thing. But if you're doing the thing over, if you take care of business over here, everything takes care of itself down the. You know what I mean? Eh?
It does. Yeah. Yeah. It's a Tao. That's it. Be present. Be. The Tao is pretty much
If you have to try to be present, you're already lost, right?
That's
like,
it,
What the fuck
that's
are
it.
you doing? Look at what you're doing.
Because you're already naming it. You're already like creating like something external.
Bravo.
It's not you.
Bravo. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you're trying to do something, it means you're not doing it. Yeah. Moral of the story is, do more things that you like doing.
Live life on your terms.
That's it. And you don't need money. You don't need fucking anything. You can be fulfilled by just going outside and just go for a fucking walk. As much as we believe that buying a Lamborghini is better than going for a walk. Sweet. All right. But you don't have to put your life on pause, which I was, because I didn't have money.
Fuck yeah.
That's it. So I can, if I don't have money now, no problem. I'm working towards getting money, but I'm also enjoying what I've got, being grateful, and enjoying what I've got right now, and making the most of what I've got right now. That's it. And negative thinking doesn't have any place now or then.
That's it. 100%. 100%.
Brother,
Faith, not fear, motherfuckers.
that's it. That's it. Practice.
Peace.